Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Empires 4 replay. Spawn on bottom right side as a blue Holy Roman Empire. We have LoueMT. Spawn on top left side as the red Chinese. We have Leenock. As the Holy Roman Empire known for heavy armor, so Zunch news for the Chinese players probably not that great. This map is also a custom map. So let's take a quick look and see what this map has to offer. Of course, we've got some deer on both sides. 2 deposits of deer, that's pretty standard. You have some gold along the flanks, so blue will likely need to expand over this direction to get the gold. There's also small gold deposits in the center, but overall, it seems like both players have a safe amount of gold with some wallable sections of maps. So the river, dried up riverbed valley is vulnerable, or probably going to be the primary source of contention in the game. Stone deposits, not a lot. Okay, we do got mostly contestable resources, probably stone deposits with a handful of berries nearby. Berry bushes in the low ground's interesting. I just want to fill it up with some extra resources. That way you can also grab some food later on after you mine up all the stone. A lot of small, actually only small deposits of stone, so that's what's interesting about this map. Either way, we do got the Agion Chapel now being employed on the field. And that will help him quickly gather up all that wood. I probably would have deployed him more over here. That would allow him to quickly handle the gold and the wood. Be a bit more exposed to raids, but it's against the Chinese. They're not exactly known for aggressive horseplay in feudal age. And I suppose horsemen always be usable, but nothing like Royal Knights, Early Knights, or Magdai. Of course, we got the Imperial Academy. I usually see the Barding the Sun usually employed off first lately. But let's go for Imperial Academy to get out some more tax collections. Let's see now. Chinese benefits, they do have a lot of unique units, a lot of unique style units. The Zunchnu, as well the Fire Lancers, are pretty fan favorites, as well as good hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers in the late game are probably going to be very important dealing with the heavy armor of the Holy Roman Empire. Zunchnu's are probably going to be a horrible idea, because usually the Zunchnu's past feudal age, I was going to say it's going to be a horrible idea. He needs to focus more on crossbowmen and hand cannoneers. Over here, heavy armor. He's going to have good infantry, good spearmen, good horsemen, early man-at-arms, and do see some early man-at-arms aggression. In this stage, they do have 3 damage per 3 pierce armor. And Zunchnu's, they have a base damage of 4, so if he gets Zunchnu's out and they get the pierce damage research as soon as possible, he can pass to do 2 damage per arrow, but he immediately is going for pierce armor because he has a feeling he's going to be fighting against Zunchnu's. This is going to be very, very hard for the Chinese player to deal with. Man-at-arms this early in the game are very, very strong. The Agion Chapel makes so you can have the late second town center because it's in my opinion, it's an overpowered wonder or landmark. 40% collection speed in a pretty large radius that's going to be usable throughout the entire game. That's a little bit overpowered in my opinion. He does also get the more lumber camps here. Let's see, for defense, we're seeing some Zunchnu's, which does offer good damage. It's offer more damage than regular archers generally. Of course, they are a bit more expensive. They're 20, 30, 30 versus just 30, 50, which is actually, that's 80 versus 80. They're actually the same cost. I didn't realize. It just has more of a larger variety of resources, including gold. There are trade posts on this map as well. March of patrols has been complete, so now these man-at-arms can blitz on in. Those well-placed villages are going to be very important. And, oh, there goes that scout now. Got a couple man-at-arms now going around the flank. The hand cannoneer, defensive hand cannoneer, and hand cannoneer slits are going to be very important in dealing with these aggression. Usually Holy Roman Empire is supposed to be a defensive player, but the Chinese does have good defensive options with his defensive structures. These man-at-arms, there's 5 of them there. That's going to cause a lot of issues. Villagers are running on back. They get inside the village, which keeps them safe, but doesn't fire any extra arrows. Imperial Inquisitor does get inside of the town center, so it does have him, and he's going to pick up a bow to help protect his home. And these guys do manage to fall on back. Let's see now. No second town center here. It's going straight for the Ragnade's Cathedral. As fast cast is quite easy with the Aachen Chapel. We do now have the early man-at-arms pushing forward. We're seeing some damage there. These man-at-arms pushing forward, trying to find another engagement. There is a blacksmith here. He has gotten his pierce damage. And we've got a lot of gold being collected up now. Man-at-arms pushing forward. Got some Zushnoos for protection. Repairs up the, he did a Q move in order to drop off his resources, but didn't realize he was slightly damaged. Zushnoos going very far forward. Let's get some good shots. We see some shots there from the town center. And this new Zinchnu will be cleaned on up. These Zinchnu's trying to protect. And now got Castle Age for the Holy Roman Empire player, and the Chinese player just simply does not have enough gold at the moment. Just needs 102 gold before he age up. Going for the astronomical clock tower. That's pretty standard. And that's a beast, so it's going to be very useful for us. The more... it all depends. If you want to go for more man-at-arms, Beast will do good. If he goes for the horsemen and or knights, then they'll be less effective. Barnica's son is here. Now playing on second town center. Very, very good. Now he has enough gold and food for aging up. He needs to get that as soon as possible as well. Because honestly, he needs crossbowmen and he needs his own lancers. Astronomical clock tower now being put on the field. And it's amazing how a little number of man-at-arms can cause so many issues for your opponent. And with marching drills, these guys can move very fast. They're ever so slightly slower than a archer. Got these man-at-arms put way forward. They got this relic being claimed. He's got one relic deployed back at home, deposited back at home, and 2 more on the way. Early man-at-arms. We're seeing some fire there. Now I do have the man-at-arms. Red just may need to go fast Imperial to get out hand cannoneers, or crossbowmen. He definitely needs crossbowmen. He's got 2 on the field right now. Astronomical Tower's not pulling out anything at the moment. Now I got the regular crossbowmen advancing on forward. Well, the man-at-arms are sort of gliding across the ground. And now we do have some research being pulled up by the Holy Roman Empire. There's no economic upgrades for the Chinese player just yet. We do have these man-at-arms start pushing way forward. And a good line of palisade walls now going up for blue. We do of course have an outpost here as well as a lot of villagers trying to claim a lot of food here. Got these with Zinchnoos advancing forward. They're getting overran. Zinchnoos over here, getting overran. He's trying to use a scout to draw fire, which he is successful. He doesn't get any additional pierce armor just yet, and now we've got 2 pierce damage attacks for the Zinchnoos, but the man-at-arms upgrade does provide extra pierce armor, so we've got 5 pierce armor here. And the Zinchnoos do 7 attacks, so do 2 damage per arrow, which is very, very important. Upon going for another pierce armor research, it will reduce the damage output by half by those Zinchnoos. We've got some research here. He's trying to protect these relics. Blue has claimed 3. All 3 in the Ragnade's Cathedral, going for inspired villagers, giving even the cathedral, this chapel, even more aura there. In fact, even some of these guys are outside the aura getting affected by it. You have an outpost here. I think it's just meant for spotting, or maybe trying to claim some wood. And now looking at the map, there's actually not a whole lot of wood on this map. This wood deposit is actually going to be very important, isn't it? Red's not going for a line of walls here. Man-at-arms have already escaped on through. This relic has not been claimed. It's not being camped either. And this scholar does see some fire now. Monk is going to run away. Second side here has been stopping, capturing up, and now we do have the veteran horseman research. Cannoneer slit of the Bardican's son doing some work, and Zooch News are getting some damage there. He does have the plus additional pierce armor research, so the arrows doing 1 damage once again. Right now there's 8 crossbowmen deployed on the field. And now I've got horsemen as well as Landsknecks. Landsknecks, as much as I like to see unused unique units, they do damage to area, but they're going to get ripped apart by the Zunchunus. They have 0 inherent pierce armor. So these Zunchunus will do 5 damage per arrow times 3. So each one could do potentially 15 damage per barrage. They have 80 base health. What is... And mana arms should like have like 120 right now? Trying to figure out where some of them are at. There's one. 155. Landsknecks are going to just get ripped apart. Second side has been captured on up. Crossbowman finds some shots there. It's best red does not go for Pallid Scar in my opinion. The mana arms of the Holy Roman Empire can be improved to get bonus damage versus heavy. And once you get that research, their effective damage output is basically equally as effective versus Spearmen as versus mana arms. So it's better just go for Spearmen in that case, which is still not exactly great either. But at least Spearmen would be decent versus the Horsemen as well. House of Swabia now being built by Blue, which is a town center that builds them quick and cheap for the villagers, which is very powerful. Red's now pulling out 4 to keep here. The keeps by the Chinese are very effective as heavy armor because their shots are 3-handed cannoneers, which means they hit hard against heavy armor. And these horsemen get hit hard as well. Taking out most of them, leaving a couple remaining. There's still a bit of gold over here, but either player can go for some early trade. It gets some early trade. Red has a good line of walls here. Blue has more of a defensive set of walls, so his gold deposits on the outside are a bit more exposed. This keep here, it's okay. Could be used a bit closer to the wood, or not wood, stone. Another outpost here could upgrade hand cannoneer slits as well. And you got a good number of horsemen and Landsknecks as well as the man-at-arms here. And there is a man-at-arms here. And it'll take 155 slices from villagers to take him out. No, they have 6 damage, so it'll take 2, 75, 76, 70, 8 slices from villagers. And they don't exactly hit all too quick. It's not great. The Imperial Fisher could have supervised him and stabbing him. Yeah, no, they can't. That's just a stupid joke. And Red is going... Is he going for the Great Tower? He does have a lot of resources stockpiled up. He may be going for the Great Gatehouse. It also denies the loose walls there. Does capture up 2 sacred sites there for Red. One's captured by Blue. Red's some good gold income there. Horsemen have not broken through, and there's not a lot of defenses here. Got a couple spearmen, crossbowmen, but they can get overwhelmed by these horsemen. And that's another crossbowman there. These horsemen would love to pick off these crossbowmen like that. You have some palace guards here. Not a whole lot. I advise don't go for any more. I suppose if it's going to go for more Landsknecks, they'll be doing quite well. And these villagers are getting stabbed apart. He's not paying attention to the area. Villager's not trying to stab these horsemen. Okay, he does hold them off now with a couple of Zinchnews. Needs this area rebuilt. Red's trying to claim that forward stone. This backline deposit stone has not been touched. and his palace guard is unable to capture that sacred site there. The Chinese player has a massive resource flow. He can go for a landmark now. He may be eyeing for the Great Gatehouse in this region. Spearman do get taken out. The mill there, there's a smoke effect there because it's severely damaged. That's quite nice. And this is where he's playing the Great Gatehouse, isn't he? He could actually destroy some of these wall segments there, so if his opponent would attack, move forward to get forced towards this area. Now you got a bombard now put on the field. Horseman getting annihilated there. Great wall gatehouse not being put on the field. This keep will go down. The Great Gatehouse can easily fight against the Bombard. Bombard has 10 range, like the Great Gatehouse, and the Great Gatehouse does siege damage and not piercing damage, which means it does full damage even versus things like battering rams. Spearman trying to hold the line, getting overwhelmed. There's a large number of land checks here, ripping apart the crossbow here. Zishdu's just being targeted around, and the Red's force here does get overran. You now got the heavy mace being researched now. Red has claimed all that stone. I'm not sure where these villagers are going. No, that is not a good time for a keep. You just lost your army there. Looks like that monk does go down. Cancels the keep there. And now it's going to lose all those villagers. Red has lost a large number of villagers, hasn't he? You're now the Great Gatehouse here, and these stone wall segments are somewhat minimalist. I don't know if that's the right term. That also maybe allow him to build it a little bit easier around the corner. Villagers now trying to rebuild this gate there, but the horsemen are ignoring them and trying to make their own opening. Does manage to escape on through there. The Great Gatehouse may have not is out of range, may have not been spotted just yet. Right, let's capture that sector. Here the bombarding that outpost there, and it's going to deploy a big wave of stone walls here. It does get on top somehow, in case you can't squeeze yourself on top. Looks like this man-at-arms is stuck up here. Very lonely up there. We got a very, very good number of spearmen here, as well as some palace guards, as well as a clock tower and nest of bees. A couple spearmen in the mix as well. Fires and volley there. Landsticks turning forwards. They should do good work for those spearmen. And just too much heavy armor here. Those are starting to get overran there. Has a good number of rainiers in this region, so he needs to keep this food deposit alive. These horsemen go straight for the villagers, but finds the spearmen. Now I got these spearmen trying to engage, but they're getting overrun by the melee forces of his opponent. I thought I heard some fire lances there, if I'm mistaken. There's some hand cannoneers in the mix. Clock Tower Nest Beast finds a great volley there on the Landschnecks. Springgold also firing away. Clock Tower Nest Beast receiving some shots there. For the heavy mace research, and it hasn't got the two-handed weapons just yet. Just get a general attack increase there. Another Clock Tower Nest Beast. This Clock Tower Nest Beast receiving some repairs. Now got the Great Gatehouse firing away. Forces advancing forward. Just gets out of town center there. Villagers trying to back on off. The Great Gatehouse does not as scare some, but he could maybe throw these guys on the high ground, which should be a safe spot for them. Villagers being retesting the line. This breach is pretty close to the Clock Tower Nest B or the Great Gatehouse, and a lot of these man-at-arms seeing lots of damage there. A couple of these farms has gone down. Clock Tower Nest B is starting to overrun. Does have a good number of spearmen here. I say that spearmen holds a line just as well as man-at-arms. The problem is, they don't do as much damage in return, so you pay what you get for it if you cheap out like I usually recommend. But I do believe the Chinese player needs to start heavily focus on hand cannoneers. They love to put holes in everything. Keep over here, trying to protect this gold deposit. Very nice. And now we've got the melee troop health research being put out on both sides. Red gets his first. And Now I've got these batteries turning forward. The Great Gatehouse is being retargeted there. Bombards finding good angle. There's 3 of them there. So they will quickly overwhelm the Great Gatehouse before fire sending retaliation. Man-at-arms engaging with spearmen. Spring bolts push way forward. A lot of spearmen here. Trying to prep the Great Gatehouse now. And finds a small volley, good volley down those man-at-arms. The Great Gatehouse does go down. Hand cannoneers and all pulled on in. Spearmen stabbing away. Can get the hand cannoneers on this high ground, or maybe not once the Great Gatehouse destroyed, but maybe he's able to. I feel like a lot of people forget that you can actually get on top of stone walls. One bombard does manage to escape on out there. That is a cannon placed on the outpost. It does have 10 range. These are just regular spring gold, but one's clock tower spring gold, the other one's just a spring gold. Got a good number of nested bees here who can do some great damage. Try to repair the Great Gatehouse now. It only costs wood to repair landmarks, so that is cheaper than trying to invest stone, since stone is generally a limited resource. In which there's only the stone deposit in the middle of the map. Blue's trying to claim it. Claim one. And Exotic Doggo does get some bites there onto that villager. Land or man-at-arms and landschnecks, or just man-at-arms trying to push way forward. Got good number of hand cannoneers and great volley there by the nested bees. It's going for heavy infantry, but right now you may want to transition to some knights. Elite horseman upgrade, so that would be also useful. Horsemen do bonus damage versus siege weapons. Monster provides some extra income. We've got 3 relics and 2 relics, so both sides can use that technology. But the Ragnade's Cathedral provides some extra resources or extra income that doubles or triples the income from it, or just gold, not the other resources. Engineers firing away, getting some good damage onto these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms or hand cannoneers do have the extended range. A good number of spring golds here, as well as the clock tower nested bees. Just more spearmen, very, very nice. He knows how to cheaply, more effectively hold back the man-at-arms. Of course, a massive force of man-at-arms can do some damage here. They do have culverins blowing field. They do have 12 tile range, and when spring golds are upgraded, they should have the same range. Yes, they do. Man-at-arms just getting the run around. This wood deposit needs to be eyed sooner rather than later, as well as this one. Because right now, the Chinese player is almost out of wood. He does have... Nope, that one's gone. There's still this small wood deposit. Marching drills. Give these guys a significant amount of range, allow them to outmove these hand cannoneers. But once they start firing, people get overran. Got a good number of spearmen here. Couple of people let off engage that bombard. Keep receiving mass amounts of damage. Volleys at the nested bees. And his force doesn't largely clean up thanks mostly to the hand cannoneers of the keep. So this force does get overrun there. The hand cannoneers are finally advancing on forward, and now it's able to get some good damage onto them. Let's have the chemistry upgrade as well, increasing their damage output. And you also got a Mangonel here as well as the culverins. Spring Gold should be able to be more than enough to quickly pick off that Mangonel. Got a good number of battery rams here. Well, of course, as I mentioned beforehand, the Great Gatehouse does siege damage. That means I'll bypass all the pierce armor. Because I don't think anything resists siege damage. I mean, the only thing that resists fire damage is the fortified tower upgrade, as well as there's a civilization bonus from one of them. I think it was Abbasid Dynasty. Stone wall's trying to go down. Either side can get on top of the stone wall to fire from. Lone battery rams can do quite some work. And Red's now going for a big wave of stone walls now. He's supposed to advance on forward, trying to overrun. Hand Cannoneers getting some great damage there. Horsemen are unable to break through to get those Hand Cannoneers. Spearman doing some great work there, but now the man-at-arms engaged. He needs to micro these Hand Cannoneers a little bit better, trying to go for the bombard with the Spearman now. Now we got a stone gate being put over here. What would it be like if the Chinese could pull out multiple great gatehouses? Or it could be upgraded. If he has a great gatehouse, it upgrades other stone walls have a single Nessa Beast battery. Probably a bit overpowered, but just would be interesting. And arms charging forward, Spearman trying to take down that bombard. Villagers, however, may save it. Though we do also have the Hand Cannoneers firing away, getting some great damage onto him. Bombard does go down. And his bombard cannon is getting some good damage on in. Taking off those units one by one. Got these horsemen now patrolling around. We do have a number of villagers trying to collect up a stone. Those horsemen may not be able to spot it. Gets pretty close there. And Cannoneers. Get them on the... Yes. Oh no, he's not getting them on top of the walls. More villagers trying to push them forward, trying to pull out a keep here. But the battery ram may have spotted them there. So the battery ram does have relatively poor vision range. Spring Gulls pushing way forward, trying to deal with these forces. We've got these forces pushing way forward. And now got the Great Gatehouse getting some shots onto these forces. Now Hand Cannoneers some defensive locations there. Red or blue's trying to eye to push them forward. Saw some torches being thrown there. I'm not sure what went on there. Spearman now trying to close on distance there. Red's getting a little bit overwhelmed there. Got Nessa Bees here. Firing to get some great damage there with Great Gatehouse. Get some more damage here. More horsemen, more spearmen on the field. He actually has some fire lances. Batteries are making their way forward, but interrupts hit with those batteries going forward. And great hits there by the Great Gatehouse. Does go and pass through the gate there, but the Nessa Bees are now seeing fire from Red. There's a lot of battery rams here. The Great Gatehouse needs to start focusing on these battery rams so we can get some great AoE damage onto them. Red's now trying to run away from these forces. Looks like the stone pot on the far right side does get cleaned up. Does take out the cauldron there. Very, very nice by the Fire Lancers. And Red will hold the front there and needs to start patching up this region. He does have 1,200 stone. Got an absurd number of battery rams here. Cannoneers pushing a little bit too far forward. If I'm doing my basic math correctly, let's see. This is 36 population worth of battery rams, which is quite significant to say the least. We also got a red bombard here, a clock tower bombard. Fire Lance is not getting hits there on these horsemen. There may be a breach there. Red's not going for this keep here. He's being aggressive with him. He'll spot these battery rams. When he sees those battery rams, maybe a good idea not to pull out the keep. Horsemen charging on forward, trying to get the villagers there, but we'll find a lot of spearmen there. He has to be careful of these battery rams. Battery rams could move, push around and hit that keep. Spearmen now trying to pursue these horsemen. Red's bombard is trying to advance forward, but maybe trying to put some holes in this gatehouse. The not so great gatehouse. Arctic Sun could be upgraded with the spring golden placement as well as the cannon placement. Spearman does not find any hits there just yet. Central single sites being decaptured. And these fire lances need to turn around. The village with the spearmen can some great work done, but the fire lances could quickly help them out. A couple horsemen now remain. The spearmen should be enough to clean them up, and the fire lances could be pushed back over here where are needed. That's the beast through fire volley. They're taking out those horsemen. Now here comes the Landschnecks. There's a good volley there. Going for the Landschnecks here. falls him back a little bit below the force, but doesn't get any good volleys there. Or not a massive volley. Red's battering rams may just want to be sacrificed at one time. They're taking up a lot of population space. Nice next pushing forward, annihilating these spearmen there because they do have AoE effect sweep. Now we do got the fire lance pushing forward. They also got AoE Alpha Strike. He started hitting these lancers now. And can use hitting overran. So it's this clock tower. Quite a good volley there. Spearman's pulling the line. Trying to go for these battering rams. And Cannoneers are firing away, and these battering rams should be going down. This one's on the infantry force. These rest of these guys will be picked off by these spring gulls. And it looks like all the SFEs do stay alive there. Got a massive wave of hand Cannoneers here, but they only have 4 power range on 5.5 of reds, because it is a Chinese specialty. Takes out those battering rams now, but does free up a lot of extra population space for Blue. Blue does have a good reserve of food and wood. But claims some more gold. He's a little bit low in gold. Maybe a good idea to start getting some traders. He does have a market here. No market's queued up over here. Now got a wave of outposts being deployed on out. Blue is claiming this wood deposit here, which actually could be important. Because this wood deposit is basically being cleaned up. Red does have a good reserve of wood. Doesn't not have a good reserve of stone at the moment, or gold. The stone gate receives some fire. Single batter ram pushes way forward. This batter ram does take out there. There's a bombard here, and I'll be using the fire lances to help light the keep on fire. Village push way forward, and they will get annihilated. So Pulse Swabby has been put on view. Red has 100 villagers, which means more military, less income. At this one time, Red needs to have to secure trade route. This last gold deposit of his is being cleaned up. He has 2,000 gold remaining. Actually, no, he still has this 4,000 deposit there. Either way, it's maybe a good idea to start pulling out a handful of traders just in case. 2 second size heavy capture Red. This also provides some good gold income. Horseman now charging forward. He's got this keep here. No cannon placement. No hand cannoneers placement. And most of this wood has been claimed. He needs to re-wall up this region, whether it be stone or wood. His villagers could go down. He has a good number of spearmen hand cannoneers push way forward. And some of these horsemen are going to skip on through. He's going straight for the villager line back here, but there's still the primary town center. As well as the secondary town center, which still doesn't have a shot. This keep maybe on siege. There's enough room for the remaining villagers. That one guy didn't make it. Nor would he make it. He's trying to stop these horsemen now. We do got these horsemen moving around. The Great Gatehouse could be prepared on up. And these horsemen will find some of this unused infrastructure. Elite Horseman has 1 health remaining. Got more Elite Horsemen over here. Horsemen have found the stables. And perhaps using too many hand cannoneers to take them out. Red's banner ram's now clearing up the low ground, the valley. And now the fire lance is coming up for as well. We'll be able to find some great damage on the horsemen, but looks like their Alpha Strike does not really come off. Exotic Doggo biting some of these villagers once again. Banner rams will clean up this fortified outpost, as well as there's also a siege workshop here. Throwing some rounds into the stone wall, very nice. Answers the gatehouse there and does lose it right there. Trying to rebuild the stone wall now. Battering rams batting down this infrastructure. And looks like there's still stone here. 400 stone, a little less than that. So maybe a good idea for either play the claim. At this point in time, all stone matters. Both sides have a trickle stone income, thanks to relics as well. 90 for the Holy Roman Empire, 60 for the Chinese player. So any other stone, they probably just have to buy it all. This stone wall, speaking of which, will go down. Does get some splash damage left over as well. Horseman not trying forward. Lances raining forward as well. As with some hand cannoneers there. Horseman do get fleet up. Red has a sniffing force here. And those hand cannoneers are going to get overran. Seeing good damage there from the nest of bees. Got a good number of 4 lance decks and 3 horsemen, mostly just man-at-arms. They're good durable units, but right now, they're going to get countered by this opponent's current composition. SB's on a good angle there, but Culverin is pushing me forward. Seeing fire from the Spring Gulls. The Spring Gulls' clock tower does sustain a shot there. Trying to overrun the Culverin there with his hand cannoneers. Good force here. The SB's could pass fire volley onto them. Outpost under siege. Hand cannoneers are trying to run away. This outpost or keep has gone down. And all the wood here has been claimed. He needs to repack up this region. Has some defensive outposts here, more than fortified, but unupgraded. Man arms started getting picked on off over here. We got now these bombards being focused down by villagers. Fires volley there, taking out a single land schneck. Now horsemen are going to overrun. These are red villagers here. They're going to just try to hold the line. They're falling back now. There's some wood still left in the low ground. These are great damage there. Red's hand cannoneers are just being very effective. Range is very important, to say the least. Villagers on the high ground, trying to pull a stone gate on from above. Gotta remove some bricks to place down some bricks. And these villagers sort of dancing around. Look at that. They're trying to pull out this mining camp, but they're dancing around there, but there's no more stone left. I think Red claimed it all. SB is getting some volleys over here. They're starting to stream on some more forces. The Great Gatehouse firing some volleys as well. I think all those wooden palisades have actually been deleted. Got a bit of a melee here. Coleman's going to be overrun by the Fire Lancers. So hand cannoneers getting some great damage there. Got these various melee forces here, but they're being picked on off by the various defensive forces, including the Great Gatehouse. Doing big line walls there. We got good enough trebuchets here, firing away, getting some AoE damage on the hand cannoneers. At this point in time, hear me out. Siege towers. I do believe at this point in time, siege towers would be incredibly useful. Turn your opponent's walls against them. That way you can start having your hand cannoneers start firing away from high ground, get defensive benefits. Spring Gulls now getting hit by trebuchets. Spearmen trying to push on forward, trying to deal with these man-at-arms that charge on forward. Got some battery rams here to pull out by Red. These hand cannoneers have looked to overkill that tower there. Hand cannoneers are seeing trebuchet fire now, and now those hand cannoneers do go down. No defensive upgrade on any of these ones. The hand cannoneer slits are not too terribly expensive. Need some damage there with the Great Gatehouse. Spearman advancing up forward. Needs some more Nest of Bees. He's out of Nest of Bees. He has Clock Tower Batting Rams as well as regular Batting Rams, trying to put some holes in his opponent. He does have a good reserve of wood. This one doesn't have much. Has 11,000 food versus 13,000 food. So Chinese player has a good reserve of everything. Both players are now eyeing some traders. Blue's horsemen now pushing way forward. Got traders being pulled out by Blue as well. Both of them trying to claim some gold like that. There's still a gold deposit here, untouched, unspoiled through war. Battery rams now battering their way through their opponent's base. A lot of torches now being thrown on in. They do go down. These battery rams are breaking on through, and hand cannoneers do claim the high ground. They'll see a massive mangonel hit there. He needs to focus on that mangonel. See a pretty good hit there. The defensive buff on here. Long wall. Unit standing walls control 20 plus 25% range damage as well. Standing walls reduce damage from range and siege attacks by 66% and increases the range by 2, making these guys right now have 7.5 range. This is actually quite absurd. I actually had to look up the other benefits being on top of walls. Let's just say I completely forgot all the benefits for exactly what they were. I knew about the defense bonus. I did not know about the range benefit. But right now, hand cannons do have extra damage. Like, what was it? Plus 25% range damage on walls? That's absurd. Wait, there's 2 of the icons here. I think the long wall is a Chinese benefit, isn't it? Even more reason why he should go for siege towers. Because if he rebuilds these walls, now the man-at-arms can't chase him down as easily. They have to go to a gatehouse to get up there. More reasons why the Chinese players should go for siege towers. Red's economy is a little bit under siege. It does have a good reserve, however. Veteran's not being focused on down. He's having trouble remapping. He's at 45 more population space. Trying to pull out some more forces. Amount of infantry force on the field. Maybe we can see some grenadiers. That's still a unit. Well, yeah. Yep. Requires a Ming Dynasty. Ah, that's the main one why he doesn't have it. I don't think I've ever seen people go for grenadiers. Spearmen now charging forward, trying to deal with these horsemen. Great gatehouse getting some great damage there. The gatehouse does go down, exposing the great gatehouse. Has a good defense force here. Spearmen charging forward as well. Fire Lancers got their Alpha Strike off. These forces now starting to engage big in the melee there. Trebuchets get some damage there. And some of these hand cannoneers, if they get on top of these walls, they're going to provide some great fire support. Fire Lancers now trying to forward. There's a good number of trebuchets here. Chinese players trying to re-max out his army, so has a lot of population space he can make use of. He has less villagers, which means he has more capability of pulling out larger fields of army. Man-at-arms now being pulled on field. Hand cannons are still firing away, gets good damage on in. Got the Fire Lancers over here. I'll say the +2 range for hand cannoneers, they can be up here getting more bonus damage, and they should still be in range. Bombards firing away. Fire Lance is now charging on forward. Spearman as well. Mangonel's firing some volleys there. Red's battering ram still in the mix. The clock tower battering ram. Those are the trebuchets are trying to hit it. Bombards advancing on forward. Red has a significant force here. Blue's trying to be eyeing for a advance. He's starting to pull out forward. Battering ram takes these nearby man-at-arms. Very, very nice. Focus there on these fire lancers there. Battering ram push way forward. The gatehouse here does go down. There's another gatehouse here as well. Red, of course, can put some cannoneers on the high ground over here. Battering ram is not being properly cast to punch down the walls, so you just having one battering ram punch down walls never hurts. Getting a nice flank there. Hand cannoneers trying to defend themselves. These hand cannoneers are going to get overran. Spearmen trying to come back here to defend. Fire Lance engaging. Will go down there. Blue's base is being cracked, but we also got these forces fire lanes pushing forward, trying to get some kills from dozers. You may want to start camping the trade site right now. He may not know where the end point, but he may know he knows what the start point of the trade. Trying to batter down some of these extra gatehouses. Red's just trimming more and more forces here. Got a large wave of Mangonels now being put on the field. These Mangonels need to be moving forward at this current rate. Gets good volley there. Hand cannoneers firing away. One of the Mangonels do go down. Bombards push me forward. there. Horseman now charging forward. Horseman do something with those hand cannoneers, trying to close the distance. Got a good number of bombards here. The hand cannoneers can need to get on the high ground, I would say. If it's going to be defensive, be more appropriately defensive. Alright, it's a good volley there with Mangonels. It's a good number of Mangonels here. He needs some spring golds. He has one bombard, 3 clock tower bombards. Fire Lance is trying to find engagement there. And maybe we'll find a good engagement there on the Mangonels. Bombards do take them out. Cannoneers firing away forward. Spearman, Fire Lance is way forward. Takes out another Mangonel there. It looks like Cannoneers are overkilling a little bit. Fire Lance is now coming for a flank. Trying to deal with his opponent's hand cannoneers. Got some hand cannoneers over here. Right, starting to make a soft retreat wave. We got a garrison by something. These bombards do consume a lot of population space, so right now he's having trouble blowing out his larger field army. He has currently 122 versus his opponent's 110. Large wave of villagers there. I think all the wood over here has been claimed. Actually, there's some basic trees over here. Blue's trying to claim some of those basic trees now. Not a great source, but a necessary source. And Blue's almost out. Actually, is out of wood. Luckily, he can pull out stuff that doesn't cost wood, such as elite knights. And hand cannoneers don't cost wood either. And the Holy Roman Empire hand cannoneers can go on top of the high walls as well. Try and break on through the banner round. It's loaded up with men at arms. Villagers try and push way forward, try and claim some wood. And Red is going to take time to clean up the central gold. Red does have consumed quite of his reserves. His gold's pretty low. Banner rams battering down this wall. And if I can find a key, there's a repair wall research. That you can just pull out basic outposts all across the wall to get some basic repairs on all across all entirety of the walls. Bombards are starting to get focused on down. Gotta have a decent defense force here. The Great Gatehouse is firing some good volleys in as well. He does manage to break on through. Hand cannoneers trying to stop these horsemen and knights. But here's a keep. He has not gotten the auto repair research. It's only a few times it's maybe useful. Stone wall towers and outposts. It does affect the outposts as well. You put a line of outposts across all these lines, walls, just to get some free health regen on walls. Guys now trying to batter down the front gate. It's not destroyed, but it will have to do. Firelights turning forward, getting tied up right there. Clock tower and Nest of Bees, let's find a good quality there. And it looks like they're starting to overrun some of these siege weapons. It's a good volley there, but not getting enough damage. Bombards getting overran, all that's getting overran. The Chinese players not probably remaxing, trying to get another wave of hand cannoneers. Does have a keep over here as well. And we've got another breach over here. Red is he's going to be trying to hit Red's trade. That trade is very important, though he does have a good reserve of resources. And cannoneers are not on the wall. Rams getting some good damage there. But the Great Gatehouse is now providing some fire support over here. These villagers can be overran, but not much gold remaining. His forces are starting to clean on up. He has to protect his trade. He's protecting his trade, but it's not going to do it for long. Boiling oil has some research. A lot of these forces are quite wounded. Now, Sixth Sight was temporarily being decaptured by these batter rams. And now we got these forces starting to engage. Is there on the batter rams? Keeps still firing away. Does take out those. Oh, there's still a good number of villagers here. Red will now need to pull out some more traders. He has to save these markets. He's about to lose all of his markets. The markets have now gone down. Another pair of markets have been pulled on the field. He's trying to get any sort of positive point at this point in time. Everyone's battering down the keep as well. You clean up the rest of this wood on the map. Blue's basically down out of his wood, so any remaining wood has to go to siege. Granted, he can always deploy out knights, which are much better than horsemen. Villagers and hand cannoneers engaging from high ground, trying to rip the keep now, but I don't think it's going to be successful. You start torching down these battering rams. The breach over here has been patched. And his tower is not fully destroyed. He actually moved the battering ram away when he shouldn't have. Villagers doing a good job torching down the battering rams. Does notice the wounded hole there. Okay, does take out the last battering ram there. Got some hand cannoneers firing away. Both sides having trouble remaxing at the moment. And cannoneers do have, of course, increased range. Doesn't pick off one of them. He'll pick up the rest of these guys now. How much health regen does those walls get? If I remember correctly, the Mongol campaign, they get actually a decent amount of health regen. I can't find any keeps to click on at the moment. Picks off those knights there. Mates is a push way forward. He's gonna pick off those man-at-arms. Red's now trying to breach through his opponent's walls, trying to decapture this point as well. Villagers need to take time to start burning down these battering rams. These battering rams are just poking more holes in these walls. Red's phasing forward. This force does get intercepted there. Red's now able to breach on through. Blue has remaxed. There's a good number of man-at-arms here, a couple Landsknechts as well as hand cannoneers. And looks like now he's trying towards something. He's trying to engage bombards advancing them forward. Got various blue forces in this back line there. The Chinese player has a small reserve of food and gold, as well as a good amount of food. One, however, has a very small reserve of everything. This force is making some great headway. More still there. Cannoneers trying to intercept deal with these forces now. And the Chinese player has lost significant amount of forces, but he may want to rebuild them with traders at this point in time. Cannoneers starting to get overran. His remax is not very good. In fact, he has nothing being pulled on the field with 60 forces. He's starting to get overwhelmed. Imperial Palace does go down. Bombard does take out that battering ram. And now here comes Great Gatehouse, getting some great volleys there, and hand cannoneers firing away as well. Trying to rebuild some of these walls now. Red's now trying to claim some of these trees. You got a number of markets here, all of them building out more trade caravans. Very, very good. And Red's remax is non-existent right now. He's not rebuilding anything at the moment. This is going to cause some huge problems. Red's wood production is also now dwindled. Blue's now trying to pull up battery on the front line. But for the bombard, I think it's just out of gold pretty much. Gotta pull out anything at this point in time. You may want to get a... No, this mark's about to go down. Blue's going to take time to pull out keep in this region. Still a lack of remax by the Chinese player. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. Trying to repull out some forces now. Red's starting to fall back. He needs to get these caravanners back in this region. Start prepping them for when he's ready to clear this area out. We also have now Lancers now being deployed on the field. Base has no gold reserve at the moment, and it'll take a bit of time for getting any gold back. I see some trade caravans making their way back home, and he's not really have enough army in this region. He has too many bombards. The gold over here has been claimed. There's no more gold left on the map. And I think Blue will win out. His trade caravans have been not really harassed all too much. Going to torch down this battering ram as well. Bomb bars are not really an infantry tool. And blue's going to take time to even build some palisade walls there. That will force these trade caravans to go towards this keep, but keep right now fighting against the gatehouse. Bomb bars need to immediately put a hole into these walls. And now these trade caravans going down. I think it's going to be the end of the Chinese player. Bomb bars even getting overran by the man at arms. Cannoneers simply can't just do enough. And here we go. Yep. Now they're dead. He doesn't have the wood nor the gold to replace them. Okay, it's good hits there. Blue can easily remax. He's remaxing now. Got these horsemen in the back line as well. Even taking out this stuff on this side, pulling up battery ram. Yep, that's going to be game. He doesn't have the wood to replace those markets, does he? Villagers starting to torch down these battery rams. Very nice. He does have room to give them more health. Got a wave of palace guards as well as the hand cannoneers. Of course, the man at arms will love to fight the palace guard. Starting to overrun these forces, taking out these knights now. And that is the end of the replay. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.